Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the June Keys Penguin Habitat. My name's Michelle. I'm joined today with Kelly and some of my penguin friends. Right up next to me, this is Admiral, and next to Admiral is Matson. Now, Matson is actually being very nice because Admiral is in his Matson's domain. This is the nest box that Matson has is right behind us, and normally he'd be extremely territorial. But he's kind of being very nice and kind of hanging out. And Admiral here right now doesn't have a girlfriend, so I'm kind of taking that spot. He's one of, hey, I can't do worse. So I mean, he is pretty cute. But penguins, Matson, be nice. Thank you. Penguins normally pair up. Lily is Matson's pair. This is Fisher right here. You gonna eat that? Thank you. Now, they're getting their lunch. They already had their breakfast a little earlier today. That's another for Fisher. And the easiest way to tell a boy penguin from a girl penguin in our exhibit is where those bracelets are. So, female penguins, like right here, this is Kate. Kate has her band on her right flipper. We do call them flippers. They are modified wings, but they work better as flippers in the water. Let's see if she wants another one. Now, this is an interesting time. She had another herring, because normally when penguins are in the breeding time, they can switch back and forth on food. Now, when I feed Kate on the nest, she only wants capelin, but out here, when I'm feeding them, she'll actually take herring from me. And no, I still don't want you on my lap. I'm sorry. I know he's behind you. How about you come down this way? There we go. They're not the most graceful. Hi, sweetie. Can I have my bucket back up here now? Now, we have 20 penguins here. This is the breeding time, so you're going to see a lot more activity with defending of nest boxes. If you see a little hole behind all of us, those are our nest boxes. We have most nest boxes are in control of right now. Like I said, Matson and Lily have the one right over here. Next to them, that's Shim and whatever. Shim is out here, so whatever's on the nest. And then over on my left, we have Heidi and Anderson. Now, the one penguin couple that actually has two homes right now, they can't decide which is better, is Skipper and Jaden. They'll go back and forth from these two. The rest are all taken with our other penguin couples. Penguins will mate for life as long as that penguin is there. So it's not, if we took one of those penguin couples and sent them to another facility, that penguin will pair up with a different penguin. It's not till the end of time. It's just until I see somebody else. Or if they're not around, they will choose a different penguin to pair up with. Our penguins get a mixture of herring and capelin, and like I was saying before, depending on the season is what the different types of food. Like Shim normally will eat herring, but during breeding time he only wants capelin. Kate will only eat capelin on the nest, but if I'm out here and she's out here, she'll eat herring from me. So it's all dependent on the penguins, and we have very healthy penguins here. They're quite large. They're running anywhere from 10 to 18 pounds, depending on the penguin. And that is a good size for these guys. Now, their cousins, the African penguin or the black-footed penguin, is much smaller, and you may see them at different facilities. But the reason why we're able to have these penguins here is because these are temperate penguins, meaning that they like the sunshine just like you and I do. The only difference is in where they're from, there is a jet stream of really cold water. So that water that is in our exhibit is around 55 degrees. So if it gets too warm for them, they'll just pop into the water, cool off, or come up on deck. Now, there are certain times of the year where these penguins go through what's known as a catastrophic molt or an explosive molt, where they lose all of their outer feathers. Now, they stay on deck for that time, and it's usually in around July, August, September. And so what we do is just to make sure that they're completely comfortable. We do have very spoiled penguins. We have mister systems set up inside the exhibit, so we will turn on misters to keep them cool as well. Now, all of our penguins, we do training with them for weights. We do this all utilizing positive reinforcement. So when we ask for behavior and they give it to us, they get something for it. And like I said, for the most part, it is going to be food, but for certain penguins, it could be a nice little rub or a scratch underneath the chin. No fighting. Now, one thing I always like to point out, the penguin right here, that is our youngest penguin. That's Gats. Now, Gats is quite large for his age. He hasn't even turned 1 yet. He will turn 1 in next month, and he is full grown. And these guys become full grown very early because they have to. They have to be able to survive out in the wild. But one thing that you may notice is that he looks a little different. He doesn't have that indicative double black band across the chest. He is completely black on the backside and white on his chest. And that's indicative of a juvenile. Can you show me your pretty chest? There we go. Now you can see that he doesn't have that double black band here. Once he goes through that explosive molt or catastrophic molt, he will lose that and he will become looking like just like all his friends. Yes, I said it's okay. He can be right there, I promise. Now, one of the things that we do try to do is educate everyone on the penguins. 75% of all penguin species are either endangered or threatened, which is quite sad. Come here. There we go. Paddle's got a herring. And our goal is to make sure that everybody understands that decisions that you make here can affect these animals' lives, especially with things like overfishing. We have 4 penguins that we call our Brazilian birds that came to us because they could not find food. And there was a mass stranding of over 1,000 penguins in Brazil that used to live off the coast of Chile. Well, out of those 1,000, there was about 25 birds that were deemed so bad that the government was going to euthanize them. They called the SSP program, which is a species survival plan for North America, and asked us if we wanted them. There were 4 facilities that said yes. It was ourselves, the San Francisco Zoo, Monterey Bay Aquarium, and SeaWorld of San Diego. They sent the birds over. We sent staff down to help out with raising them. 16 out of those 25 survived, and we have 4 of them. So we are very lucky to have them. So we utilize them as program animals as well as great ambassadors for their kinds out in the wild. Well, at this point, I think they're done eating, so we're going to go ahead and sign off. I would like to say thank you all for coming to the aquarium because your admission does help us take care of all of our animals. So for myself, Kelly, and all the penguins here, we hope you enjoy your day here at the Aquarium of the Pacific, and we hope to see you again real soon.